who's here. Let's see. It says folks are here. I'm not sure who actually is here. Say hello. It always takes a minute or so when we're doing the whole getting here. Hey, Jules. Nice to see you. Welcome. I hope you had a good week. I hope everybody had a good week. There's a lot going on. Hey, Sarah. So nice to see you. Welcome. I hope everybody is doing good. Hey, Jules. When did you shave your hair? Jenna. Hi, Jenna. So Sunday. Hey, Roxanne. Yeah, it's new. Was it new hair? Who dis? Is that it? Like new whatever. Yes. I got a buzz cut. I'm actually going to be posting a video because I did record the whole session, but I did it because hair holds so much energy, and I just needed to get rid of a lot of old energy. It was like old stagnant energy. Baba boom dee. Hey, Terry, new hair. Who dis? That's it. Oh, it's Bessie. Okay, Baba boom dee. Okay, Bessie. Thank you. Sarah, you love it. Thank you, Susan. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. A little insecure about it. You know, it's such a huge change, but I can't stop touching it. Like, now I understand why men are always touching their hair. I'm like, all I want to do is touch my head. Yeah, I needed a change. I needed to get a lot of energy like out of me. I can pull it off. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yeah, well, not to say, that it's been a calling for about 3.5 months actually. And I did like a muscle test back in no, where are we? We're in September, like early July. I did a muscle test, and my body was like, don't do it. And it was like, you'll know when the right time is. And in this last week, well, the week before, yeah. I don't know. The calling started to come back, and hey, Sammy. And I didn't have like qualms about it. I didn't have concerns because one of the fears was like, okay, what if we find bald spots? Right? And then what if my hair doesn't grow back? Then I just decided to just lean into that uncertainty. So I'm using this as a uncertainty exercise to learn how to trust and have faith. Hey, Bright Star, nice to see you. Trust and have faith that I can make decisions for myself, and whatever I choose to do, I will be okay. So I'm sure as it grows out, it's going to be a little bit interesting, to say the least. So we'll see how we'll see how it all plays out. But how was everybody's week? There was a lot that's been going on recently. How's everybody doing? Because like it is crazy. Yes, Sammy, I did. I buzz cut my hair. Sure did. Jules, you chopped your hair off after a partial hysterectomy. It was amazing. 7 inches. Yeah. You'll notice, or maybe you yourself have done this. It's a lot of women do this, like after they have a breakup or after, they have a huge significant um romantic separation, they will change their hairstyle. And it is an energetic reflex. It is, get this out of me. I want to do something new, try something new. And I knew that there were and still are different versions of myself out there. So I decided to jump timelines and shave it all off and see now what possibilities were going to be available to me with this timeline. So we'll see. Interesting. You wanted to chop your ex's hair after he broke up. Maybe you wanted your energy out of him. Right? It's funny. Sarah says, I definitely have been going through challenging times financially, also with my new job and its rigor. Yeah. So all of our emotions, everything is trapped in the body. The human body was designed to allow energy to move through it. And when the energy doesn't move through it, it becomes trapped, and then it starts to create thought forms. And then we get to have lovely experiences based on choices and behaviors that we make off of those thought forms. Joy says, nice cut. Fresh starts are always good. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I experienced a lot of loss in the past like 3.5 months, which is when this started brewing. And I just decided like I was handling and managing, and I have been handling this loss really good. I'm very grateful. Does come in waves, but I just, needed physical reality to shift for me in some way. So Jewel says, I have been managing with all you taught me through our sessions. I have been helping those in my family as well. Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy. That makes me feel so. See, it's when I get comments like that, it's like, okay, this is me being of service, right? It's like, I appreciate you for allowing me to help you. And then the fact that you're helping your family, that's incredible. Oh, thank you for sharing that with me. Sammy says, can changing other parts of your appearance affect your spirituality too? Sorry. I'm just curious. No, no, no. Please ask away all the things. Yes, it does help or does yes, changing other parts of your appearance affects your spirituality. Yes, 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 yes. Because what happens is we have not only a physical body, we have a mental body. Hey, Alex. Oh, thank you. We have a mental body, an emotional body, the physical body, the spiritual body, and we have a financial body. The financial body is like kind of, but we definitely have the spiritual, we have the emotional, and we have the mental. And all of them, how do I want to say this? All of them work off of each other. And what all of those bodies do is they use the human aspects, the physical body, the thoughts, the feelings, as vehicles to experience the material world. So when you make a shift in any one of those bodies, there's going to be a ripple effect into the other bodies. So what I can say, Sammy, is if you're gonna change, first of all, if you're gonna change something on your physical appearance, you really want to make sure that you feel good and comfortable with it no matter what happens, right? Because like I did not know what my head shape was going to be like. I didn't know if I'd have bald spots. I didn't know anything, but I chose to go forward in spite of that and trust and have faith not only in myself but in God, in the divine, in all of my team, right? My spirit guides, my spiritual teachers, my master's teachers, loved ones, the whole party, that no matter what happened, I would be okay, right? So like right now I'm loving this, but I don't know what's going to happen a month from now as it starts growing out, and maybe it's awkward, right? But that is going to affect my spirituality. Now, in the way that it's affected my spirituality the most so far, it's only been, let's say I did it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's only been 4 days. I can't count 4 days. My meditation has shifted and my meditation has changed. I'm primarily clairsentient, which means I have feelings. I feel information. And then my secondary sense is clairaudience, where I hear information. Since I've shaved my head, since my head was shaved and buzzed, I now am developing clairvoyance. So I'm starting to see information. Now, is that going to stay? It's going to go. I don't know. I have my primary and secondary that don't leave my side, right? My meditation has gotten deeper. I can feel that connection with the divine. My crown chakra gets very, very activated. Now when I have that experience, I have a better understanding of why maybe monks shave their head, right? Now remember, this is like pure, like, if you want to call it virgin hair, right? I don't have any dye in it. This is like all my natural, like my grays are there, my blonde highlights. I am a natural blonde, but I'm like darker now, right? I'm darker here. Like as I've gotten older, my hair has gotten darker, but I was like really blonde as a kid. So I have my blonde highlights. I've discovered I have red highlights. So this is pure hair, right? So the connection is pure. So great question. And yes, your physical appearance will change how you feel, and how you feel will change how you respond in every one of your bodies, including the spiritual body. Hi, Sunflower Fields. Nice to see you. Bessie says, weird that I've had the urge to chop off my hair too. I thought I was going through a mental breakdown, like a Britney Spears moment. Britney Spears, let's talk about her for just a moment, right? She had this breakdown, or what looked like a breakdown. We could go so far as to say she needed an energetic shift, right? I thought, Bessie, I thought I was also going through a mental breakdown. Which is why so my process was I had the calling, which felt like an urge. And then I was like, we'll see if it's still there tomorrow. And it was there tomorrow, and it was there the next day, and it was there the next day. Feelings are not facts, right? Thoughts and feelings are not facts. So I didn't go and rush into it just because I felt like I needed to. I explored. So I sat in exploration, I sat in meditation, I talked with my spirit guides. I have help as well. Like I have help and I get support and I have help as well. So I did muscle testing to see what my body wanted, and my body was like, do not do this at that time. Do not do this, which is probably now it's probably about 6 weeks ago. I don't know. I can't do math very well, but like the beginning of July. It was like, don't do it, don't do it. Actually, it's more like mid July. It was like, don't do it, don't do it. So I didn't do it. I had somebody test my body, what my body wanted, right? And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. And then I actually gave it up because the whole thing was a timing issue. What showed up through my body was it's just not the right time. It's not don't do it. It's just not the right time. And hey, Stephanie, I see you. I'm going to get your super chat in just a second. I'm just going to finish this last thought. So it did come up that it was the right time. All of a sudden it was like this urge was back, but without fear, without the what ifs, without anything. So I said, okay, this is it. Now is the right time. Called the bestie, and I'm like, hey, you got to come over and shave my head. So that's how that all went down. Okay, so Stephanie had thank you for the super chat. She's a personal question. My ex and I have been co-living, co-parenting, okay, for the past year. He recently decided to move out. What caused this sudden change of mind? It doesn't feel like it was sudden. I don't think. Hey Bessie, I see you in just a second. I'll get your question. Uh it doesn't feel to me like he just decided. I feel like this is something that's been going on for a while. I think it was his intention from the beginning to at some point like really separate, like really, you know, end this if you want to say, or like, step away from. So I don't think it was a sudden change in his mind. I think what it feels like to me is like there was an opportunity for him to take, so he took it. Okay, so this wasn't sudden. To you, it might have been sudden because he doesn't have to discuss everything with you anymore the way he used to. There was a change in your relationship, whether you guys got divorced, whether you guys got separated or whatever, and we're living in the same place and co parenting. That's great. But the auspices of your relationship didn't have to like be the same way. Okay, so like he doesn't have to tell you everything that's on his mind. So it feels like he's been thinking about this for a while, and the opportunity came up. All right, Bessie, thank you for your super chat. Career question. Don't know if you're doing readings, but I want to ask if I should branch out on my own or stick with the team that I'm with. All right. All right. So for now, it feels like now, I don't know how long now is going to be. So you're going to have to feel in and trust however long your now is, but it does feel like for now you need to stay with the team. Feels like there's still a learning curve. And there's still more information for you to learn. So you think you know everything, but there's still more to come. And with time, the more time you spend with your team, the more scenarios and situations are going to come up. Hey, Sarah, I see you. I'm just going to finish up with Bessie here. And I do, so I feel like you should stay with the team for now because there's some situations and scenarios that you still need to learn so that when you are on your own, then you will have that experience and it won't be so like freaking. You'll be really calm and you'll already know how to deal with that. So that's what that feels like, Bessie. Okay. Sarah, thank you for your super chat. I recently reconnected with an ex from 10 years ago. Wow. I think we both realized we're very different grown people now. Where is he at emotionally? Um, Sarah, can you give me his first name? I want to try and connect with him so I can get that information. When I do like relationship or compatibility readings, I either need pictures or at the very least I need a name. Just so that I can tap into their energy. His name is Max. Okay, I just need first name. Okay, so Max. We're different. Where is he at emotionally? Okay. I feel like Max is actually more mature now than he used to be. I feel like he's open to finding the right person. So all that's happening right now is you guys are dating to see like are we compatible enough? Don't forget you're part of this equation too because it feels like you're like trying to fit into what Max thinks. How does Max feel? Am I good enough for Max? Don't forget they're saying don't forget you're part of this equation too, okay? So as of right now, he's mature enough for a relationship. I don't think he's made any choices or decisions or firm decisions. I feel like he's dating to like see where things can go. So emotionally he's able, ready and willing to be in a relationship. Okay. Jules, who touched my head a few nights ago? Who touched my head a few nights ago? I don't know what that means. Is this I guess this is something like you felt a touch on your head. You're welcome, Sarah. You've felt somebody touch your head a few nights ago. Um First of all, if you're asking for like a mediumship question, then I don't do mediumship in these sessions, just so you know that those are private. You'd have to book a session with me. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. Sorry. I don't know who it is. And almost it almost feels like an animal. That's all I can tell you. Like a cat might have I don't know if you have cats, but they might have like tapped your head or something like that. I'm not able to tell who it was. Sorry. And I don't want to just give you a name like, oh, it's Jim or Bob, just so that you feel better. Plus, I don't do mediumship here in this space. So, all right. Let's see. I think I missed. LOL. I usually know, but not this time. Oh, okay. Well, then just be open to, maybe it was a spirit guide saying, hey, wake up to something. Like maybe it wasn't actually somebody you knew, right? Let me go back and see how much I've missed here. Sarah says you paused. Retrograde problem. I know. We're almost done with retrograde. I know. Yeah, technology, man. It's like love-hate relationship, right? It can be like really awful. Thank you, Sunflower, about the hair. Jules says, I've added tattoos of massive meaning and adding more tomorrow. A lot of great tutorials of short cut styles on Pinterest. Yeah, I noticed that. I totally noticed that. And like bandanas and all this thing. And my best friend said to me, she's like, Terrie, you realize you have to have a style now. And I was like, what? No. I have to now come up with a style, right? Because I'm usually so nonchalant, about things. I'm like, nah, whatever. just like really easygoing, right? I don't put a lot of time, a lot of effort, and this is making me show up differently. That's why I'm saying it's a different version of myself now that I put myself in a different timeline. I do have to take care of myself differently. I cannot rely and depend upon my hair. Um, Susan says, "Wow, darker hair as you get older. So lucky." I guess I don't know. Sunflower's giving us an update. I've been doing great on my walking on my trip, by the way. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You'll have to remind me. Did I predict that? Sunflower, did I predict you would be doing okay with walking on your trip? I can't remember. Again, this information just goes right through me. So I'm really happy to hear that you're doing great walking on your trip. I remember that it was a really big deal to you. I just don't remember, what I predicted about it. So, all right. Will they come around? Seems like they're always busy to assist me. Oh, that's Bessie about her work question. They're always too busy. That's part of the lesson is for you to be more aggressive. You've got to ask. You can't just sit and wait. That's part of sales. You have to go and get their attention. You have to go be the squeaky wheel. You got to be the squeaky wheel. Okay. That could be part of the lessons that you need to learn. Sophia, hi Terrie, can you give me some information on my career future? Hey Sophia, so these personal questions, I know you're new here, or at least you're not here often enough to know this. I do answer your personal questions with a super chat, so a donation of however much you feel you want to donate. Hey Sarah, is it worth it for me to continue with the online global health certificate program I'm currently working on? Ooh, that's a good question because it's showing up as a yes and a no. So, yes, because for you, it feels like certificates or justifying your education is important to you. But no, because it feels like you can get that same information and the education or whatever you're getting out of it through actual real life experience. So what you have to do, Sarah, is you just have to really see, well, what's really important to you. Is it important to you to get a piece of paper with a certificate? Or do you just not care about it? And of course, with that, you got to obviously put in the time and the money. But I feel like you can learn everything or get the experience that you need from like real life experience. Um, yeah. So that's why it's showing up as a yes or no. I hope that helps. Bessie says, got it. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, we can't sit around and wait for opportunities. We've got to create them ourselves, right? Especially if we're going to be working in a position where, we're by ourselves, right? You can't, you're the sole person. You can't just sit around and wait, right? So, yeah. All right. Did I miss any questions here? I don't think I did not miss a super chat. So yeah, if you guys want like a personal question answered, super chat. If it's just like a general question for the general public, like something everybody could get something out of, I'm more than happy to answer that without a super chat. Okay, Jenna, should I apply to nursing school or pursue social work? Oh, good one. Shit. Well, here's the thing. They both have the underlying theme of being of service and helping people, but you're helping people differently when you're doing nursing or social work. So right now, it's actually too early for you to make that decision. They're saying you have to do some soul searching. What tickles your soul? What makes you feel happier? And that's the direction you're going in, because those are two different directions with the same underlying theme of wanting to help people. So you don't make a decision yet, they're saying, until you get more clarity. Okay. So if you've got that, I'm doing this because that's what other people expect me to do, or that's what my degree is, but it just doesn't feel right to me, that may be a no. But if you're like, I don't care what that is, but I really like this, it tickles me, I feel good, I've got passion, this feels like a yes, that's the direction you go in. Okay. So you're really the only one. You're not going to screw up either way, right? It's just, I would follow my heart on this, not your head. Our head will get in our way, people. Our head gets in our way. Okay. There are certain things you need to use your head for, but there are many, many things that you need to use your heart for, which is your intuition. So that's why I'm always saying you guys have to feel into things. Yeah, mind sabotages me. Sure, because patterns live in the mind. Neural pathways that have been built are in the brain. They're literal grooves in the brain. So when an electrical pulse shoots, it's going to know that route from point A to point B like milliseconds and flat, right? Until you've built new neural pathways of thinking differently. And then you're shifting the electricity of your brain, which is energy, into a different direction. And again, that's going to have that ripple effect in all areas of your life, right? Like I was talking about earlier. Oh my gosh. The puppy is literally sitting right behind me. If I scoot my tush back, I will be smushing her. Oh, she's so cute. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah. And somebody mentioned Mercury retrograde when I was making and choose. You're welcome, Jenna. Oh, Jules, you're so cute. Um, I did briefly, and I pushed it the fuck away. I briefly considered the fact that it was Mercury retrograde, and here I am making this really big decision to shave my head. But then I was like, well, what am I always telling people? You control your own energy. Yes, energy influences energy, right? So the influence of Mercury retrograde, right? Because there's an actual magnetic pull, but I'm not going to be held hostage by it. But also, Mercury retrograde is about reflection, it's about reviewing, it's about redoing. And so this came back again. You're welcome, Sarah. And this came back. Before you were feeling this way, but you were feeling this way before retrograde as well. Right. What is Mercury retrograde known to do? Right. Okay. So this is kind of like what I'm talking about right now is like Mercury retrograde. What does retrograde do? It goes backwards, right? Or at least it's the illusion from the Earth's geocentric point of view that the planet moves backwards. It's actually not moving backwards. It's slowing down in terms of how fast it's moving on its axis. Okay, that's what's going on with that planet Mercury. It's a big ass planet, right? So the way momentum works is it goes, and then when it stops, it takes a minute to recalibrate, right? So it's got to change and shift, and it happens very slowly, right? Until it gets into its new cycle of which is slow. So if it was like slowing, if let's say it was going like this, right? Mercury was like la 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 la, and now it's gonna go Mercury, it's gonna go retrograde, which means it's gonna slow down. But if from Earth, it looks like it's now spinning backwards. It's not actually spinning backwards. It's just moving slower. It takes a minute to slow down, right? And then it's got to get a new momentum, which is slower. And then that's got to slow down so that it can pick up again. Get back to its regular, it's just called stationing direct. So there's a few things that are happening in this period. As it's slowing or changing its momentum, it's called the shadow period. So it's like when you're treading water, or you're swimming, and then all of a sudden you hit the wall, you got to turn around. Well, that process of turning around takes some time. You don't just go shoo, right? Even if like these professional swimmers, they like have to do that somersault and then they push off a wall, whatever. You have two of those. Hey, Sarah, hold on one second. You have two of those that are happening when there's any kind of shift, right? So those are the shadow periods. They typically last about 2 weeks. So there's 2 weeks of shadow before Mercury turns retrograde, and 2 weeks of shadow before it stations direct. Those periods before and after, where it's changing the momentum, is actually stronger and way more influential than the actual retrograde itself. So when we're looking at a retrograde period, we're looking at about 2 weeks before, 3 weeks of, and then 2 weeks after. So that's about a good 7 weeks. So about a good 2 months is really when we're experiencing Mercury and all of that. So that's the first part. Mercury represents data, information, communication. So that's when things get fucked up, right? But the whole idea, what Mercury wants us to do during that time, is to slow down so that we can review anything that still maybe we left that we didn't complete, that still needs work on, or we have to redo something, or we get a chance to try again, or we revisit. That's the blessing. And people focus on like the communication breakdowns and fuck ups. That is what creates the havoc. And that's why people are like, oh, Mercury retrograde, it's like so scary, so scary. No, no. Mercury wants us to slow down so that we can complete things that maybe we didn't finish before, that we need to revisit certain elements of our life, experiences of our life, to evolve us. Everything is for evolution. Wants us to rest so we can see clearly, so we can collect our energy. So Mercury retrograde, I have learned that it's a beautiful time, and it's a time to slow down. It's a time for me to catch up on things that I started that I didn't finish. Will there be delays in things? Yes, because communication, right? Will I maybe not get all the information that I need right away on things? Yeah. So that's why they're saying you shouldn't do things like sign contracts, shouldn't make really big decisions for Mercury retrograde, because you could very well um, regret it, or you'll have to go back and do it again, or something goes wrong where you have to get out of a contract that you signed or whatnot. Okay. So, so that's Mercury retrograde. Okay. So somebody asked here, I was feeling this way about my hair before Mercury retrograde. Yes. So had the timing felt better. Everything felt better. I was more secure. I felt better, more safe, ready to deal with whatever happened. So it came up again to review, reflect, redo, and revise. Right. So, that's how and why I chose to go ahead and do it even during our Mercury retrograde. Now, that's not to say, like, again, like I said, I have no idea. This is an exercise for uncertainty. It's practice for me. I'm a little bit of a mad scientist. So I'm really entering this with a lot of curiosity. A month from now, I might hate this. I don't know. Maybe my hair is going to grow slow and I'm going to be like 3 years, it's still going to be like this. I don't know these things, right? So maybe at some point I will regret the decision. I don't know. But when I made the decision and when I took action, I was in no fear. There was no resistance. I was in pure love, acceptance, and had a lot of faith and trust in God. And ideally, that's where we want to be making our choices and decisions. So I don't think it's going to actually end up being a bad decision for me. So there's that. So Susan asked, what is Mercury retrograde known to do? So I just gave a whole big explanation on that. So Sarah says, really, everything can have its influence, but what you said is so true. We are fully in control of how our energy affects us, regardless of what astrological influences are happening. Yes, that's why I'm always saying, do not be taken hostage by any type of celestial or cosmic activity. You have to understand something, you guys. Consumerism, I'm all for capitalism, by the way. Like, I don't care what how you judge me on that. I'm not into communism, socialism, none of that, right? Because capitalism is about freedom, and I'm all about freedom. Like, that's one of my values. Freedom, freedom, freedom. So what's happening is it's a capitalistic, it's like a marketing ploy when someone says, oh, don't do this during Mercury retrograde or all of this stuff, right? It turns into spiritual blackmail because it's just a way of marketing. It's a way to get a follower. It's a way to get somebody to sort of, get brainwashed by a certain thing so that you do a certain thing, so you behave in a certain way. But I'm all about freedom and authenticity and sovereignty. You get to choose how you feel. You get to follow your own truth because so many truths exist. That's the quantum field. And you get to choose your way through it. So, no, you should not be held hostage by influential energy. Is it going to influence you? Yes. But then you, as a sovereign being, with your God given gift of free will, get to make the discernment of which choice you want to do. Okay. So that's where I stand with that. So yes, do not do not, what's the word? Be taken hostage, emotional or spiritual hostage or blackmail. Okay. So so Susan's saying, stay away from my husband for 7 weeks. Got it. Sure. Hi, Patricia. Nice to see you. I see you. Sarah, Susan, ha ha ha. Everybody likes Susan's line. And that's the secret to happy marriage, apparently. Patricia, this retrograde has really shown me some things about friendships I do not need. Well, that's also because we just had the new moon, and that was in Libra, which is all about Libra is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love and money. So, yeah, you're going to be shown things because we're in a Mercury retrograde period. We had a new moon. Plus, there are things that, like, if crappy things were happening in your friendship or relationship in the past, they're going to come up again with the hopes that you open your eyes this time because you've collected yourself, you're slowing down so you can see your truth in the situation and now make a different choice or a better choice for you. In your case, it was with friendship, and you're just like, fuck this. I'm seeing things that maybe you were in denial about or you didn't want to see. So that's what's going on there. Same with Jules. And a lot of it's been kicking your ass. Yes, I know. I hear you. Mentally. Yeah, I hear you, Patricia. For sure. For sure. Jules, Susan, maybe for some, but I just celebrated my 24th birthday yesterday. Happy day late birthday, Jules. Joy Living says, yes, that's how you know it's right. Yes. Sunflower, can I try to Venmo you? I sent you a Venmo. Okay, so yes. Oh, I see. Okay, so Stephanie, hold on a second. Stephanie just Venmo'd me. Okay, great. I got your Venmo. What's your question, sweetie? Sunflower, I need your oh, there it is. Duh, it's right here. Since I'm feeling good, I want to go and try and see Brayden in October. Is that a possibility? This feels like it's a choice. Possibility, yes. Are you going to do it or not? Are you going to do follow through or not? So it's a possibility if you make a choice, but it's always a possibility. Sunflower says, my service is wonky here in Mexico. Yeah, I hear you. So yeah, so Sunflower, it is a possibility, but you have to create that possibility. Okay. Jules says anniversary. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Okay. Susan, I think it was anniversary. I wish I was 24. Oh, it was your Joy, do you let others read for you? Hell yeah, I do love me a reading. I do love to be read. I actually pay for readings myself. I do have a few tarot readers that I go to, a few healers that I go to, all the things. I do that. Um, I like to get guidance and then I use my own discernment as I choose my way through my physical reality. Sarah has a question here. Thank you for the super chat. Will my boyfriend join the National Guard? It does feel like a yes. It feels like, and I don't know much. Again, you have to forgive me. I think the National Guard, if I'm correct, is like a temporary thing, or it's something like 1 week out of the month or kind of thing. I feel like it would be good for him to do that, but not all the time. Like, if I remember correctly, and it's been like, again, forgive me for not remembering everything, but he's in the military currently. He's a kind of person, if I remember correctly, because I did read for him. But if I remember correctly, he still likes discipline. So this would be a good way for him to keep the discipline. So it would benefit him to still keep some sort of discipline at this point until you guys are together. That's what they're saying. So I think there'll be a good chance he does. And it would be good for him. Okay. What is the benefit of living near a ley line? Okay, a benefit is the potential and the possibility of recalibrating your energy. But the thing is you have to be super careful. You have to know your energy. You have to be like super energetically intelligent because you have to understand that energy will create thoughts. And thoughts are not facts, right? And feelings are not facts. So a ley line can mess with your energy and give you this feeling or a sensation or a thought that something might be true and it's not. So you have to be really energetically intelligent. Okay. You have to be really energetically intelligent to know where you are at any moment and know, is this mine or is this someone else? But there are benefits because it can recalibrate you, you see? So there you go. Patricia says, I'm struggling with self-love and regret and blame towards myself. Can't shake it from past decisions. You got to clear that energy. And the way you clear it is by doing earthwork and energy work or light work. You can't just do one of them. You have to do more than one of them. Okay. Hey, Garv, I see the super chat, but I don't see a question. Can you please type out a question for me? So that I can give something back to you. If not, I totally accept the donation and I appreciate it. Okay, great. So it'll make me crazy. Not necessarily. You just have to level up your emotional, energetic intelligence. Okay, Garv, will there be movement between me and Gory G from now till the end of the year? Thank you. Ooh. Okay, this feels relationship oriented. I'm not okay. So I'm just going to tell it like it is. Could I be wrong? Yeah. This is what I'm picking up right now. Doesn't mean it can't change. I don't think that I don't know if Gory is a female name or a male name. So I'm just going to say, I don't think your partner, I'm just going to call it your partner for this person. I don't think they're as plugged in as you are or have the same desires anymore as you are. I think this person might have outgrown this, if it's a relationship or a friendship, and I don't know that you guys are working towards the same goal anymore. So when you're talking about movement, there's still more discussion and deep vulnerability that has to happen. That's what they're saying. Sunflower. Oh, okay. Yes, I did get your Venmo. Thank you. Okay. Does Brayden want to see me in October or is he busy hanging out with someone else? I don't feel like he's in a relationship. If he is, I will be in surprise. It doesn't mean he's not, dating or maybe even seeing somebody, but I don't think it's like an exclusive type thing. I do feel like he would take the opportunity to see you. However, I do feel you need to make sure your expectations are in check There's a potential, a possibility that you may be wanting or expecting something different than what he's going to actually show up and give you. I don't know the exacts, like whatever your expectations are, they're yours, they're real. But I would just go in to saying, hey, I want to go see Brayden. What's Brayden up to? I want to be in Brayden's energy. Okay. Carmen. Hi, Carmen. Should I be worried about my friend Vero? Whoa. I'm not getting a very I'm okay. So again, I'm more clairsentient than I am clairvoyant, but clairvoyantly, I am seeing guns. I don't know if you understand that connection, why I would see guns, but guns, it may not be literal. The spiritual world speaks to me in metaphor. So if it's not like he's like a gun is actually being held to him, but what do guns do? Guns enforce, right? Oftentimes, guns don't give us a choice, right? So it does feel in terms of like I feel like there could be concern. I mean, I don't know like how you want to worry and the specifics of your worry is up to you and how you do it. But I do feel like there is concern. Like it's not like your feeling of having a concern is legit. Because I feel like he is in a way if he's like for example if he's in a relationship I don't feel like he's being true and awesome authentic to himself so he might be staying in a relationship because he doesn't want to hurt somebody or something like that I don't know if he's been kidnapped again there's this real sense of like I don't know in a kidnapping if it's not an exact kidnapping again the spirit world speaks to me in metaphor it's like doing something against what you really want to do. So I do feel like he's either making choices and decisions where where he's going against whatever or however he would feel the safest and the best to be. So I feel like your concerns are valid because he's not. In a way his choice is being taken away from him. I don't know what that looks like or how that is. Specifically whether he was actually kidnapped or whether he's being held hostage or whether it's like an energetic emotional hostage but it doesn't feel like he's coming from like his own like validity his own authenticity and so should you be worried? I don't know. It's up to you whether you want to be worried or not, but I understand your concern. So it's okay to have a concern. Okay, I hope that helps. Diane, is my new career my last career? Will I grow with this company? Dane, sorry, I butchered your name. I thought it was Diane. I take questions like that, or I go specifically into you as best as I can in this environment because we're not, just one on one. I answer those questions, which are more personal versus just generic for everybody, through super chat, a donation of whatever amount you want to give, but I do it that way. So Carmen, so Dane, please feel free to super chat, and I can look, do like more investigation, energetic investigation. Carmen, you understand that totally. Okay, great. Okay, great. I'm glad you understand that. So I hope he's not an actual physical danger because, like, I'm a Leo, so I can be dramatic, and so sometimes the spirit world is like giving me these like cartel. It was like a cartel vision, and I'm like, really? Is he literally being held hostage? Like, is he really being kidnapped? Are there like guns against his head? You know what I'm saying? So metaphor, metaphor, metaphor. So I'm really glad, and I'm happy that you understand that. That's great. Wow, we're already at 49 minutes into this. Oh my goodness, Dane. Okay, there we go, Dane. Okay, so let me go back to your questions. Will I grow with this company? Oh, is my new career my last career path? I don't think so. It doesn't feel to me that this is your last. I feel like you're sick and tired of working and you're just like, I just want to be done working. I want to be done with the bullshit. I just want to like have my money and just like be. which is like really what you're born with the right to have abundance and prosperity and materialism and all of that. It's like the conditioning that goes on and then the trauma in your own life like sets up blocks as a human, right? But I do not feel that this is your last job. You can grow with this company though. So I do feel like you'll be there for a good while, but I don't think it's your last gig. Okay, I hope that helps. Patricia, what do you suggest for earthwork or light work? Well, shameless plug here. I do have an energetic shifting program that helps you get your soul online, like GPS of the soul, so that you can like navigate through this human experience, I guess you can say. But what I consider earthwork is like understanding from more of a psychological perspective, like what your blocks are, what are your blind spots, why are you not doing what you want to be doing, how come you're not making the money you want to make, how come you're not in the relationship that you want to be in, right? And then the energetic and the light work is clearing the actual energy to make that pathway for your soul to actually start having that conversation with your earth suit, with your earth self, to start making shit happen, right? So I actually do that. I have a program called The Shift Happens, and it's understanding how energy works and how you can use it to your advantage so that you can navigate and have these earthly experiences and learning to manage your anxiety, because the majority of us who are watching this have some sort of anxiety in some way that is a huge block to our progression. So I suggest you find somebody that you can do that kind of work with. Shameless plug, I do it. You can go to my website, check out the Shift Happens program. Um, it's not a one-time reading. It's not a one-time session. When I do work with people, it's transformation work. It's about 12 sessions, okay? Transformation work. You want to like make changes in your life so that you have a different life, okay? Jules, Patricia, I do a lot of meditation and yoga outside. I try to garden and connect to Gaia as much as possible. Yeah, it's true. Jules says she does great work. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Patricia, the exact anxiety is debilitating at times. Yeah. But I sometimes have clarity and it's frustrating. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jules. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say, Patricia. Having an aha moment, having that clarity and that knowledge doesn't mean you're going to have an aha life. You need to break those energetic attachments, right? You need to break those energetic attachments to move forward. Because just because are like, oh, now I understand, it doesn't mean you're actually making or matching the behaviors to it. So when I'm working with you, I take you deep, we reveal blind spots, and I make you do shit to break that attachment so that you can move forward in spite of being a human. I know it sounds weird. Daniela V. Hi, Terrie. How did you realize you have psychic gifts? This has been a lifelong thing for me, Daniela. I was a very sensitive little girl, and I'm a very sensitive, mature adult woman. I just always had really weird things happening that most people didn't have, or they have it but they don't know how to access it. Plus, I come from a Jewish family, and with Jews, there's a sect of Judaism that is mystical, and there are actual texts, sacred texts called the Kabbalah. So I was always around mystical information, even if I wasn't studying it. Plus, I had this like, for me, a lot of my trauma, because every human has trauma. If you say you don't have trauma, I don't believe you. I'll be honest, I don't believe you. And for me, the way I would disassociate or detach from whatever I was experiencing, I would go to God. So I would start hanging out with God. So for me, this has been like a lifelong thing. Now, it does run on my mom's side of the family. My mom, my grandmother, and both of my sisters also have these gifts. But these are like ultra hyper sensitivities used as like they're like survival skills to be able to be in the now moment as a human being. So for me, believe it or not, you don't have to believe it. It's okay. For me, my psychic gifts and talents is a trauma response. So, but I have had past lives of, these elevated sensitivities to frequency and energies and all of that. I didn't know I was a medium where I could talk to dead people. I didn't actually start talking to dead people until I was in my 40s. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it's a little something, something. I've had these gifts my entire life. They do run in my family, and a lot of me personally, my gifts are a trauma response. Arzu, oh my God, your hair. I love it so much. You look so cute. Thank you. Thank you. As a Leo, I'm loving all of these compliments. I appreciate it because I've had insecurities about it. Today's actually the first day that I kind of have gone public about it. Like I started seeing my regular clients. I've had new clients because I did this Sunday. So I've had new clients Monday and Tuesday. They didn't know me. They didn't, like last week we didn't have a session, and now this week I'm like buzzed, right? So today I started having my regular clients, and like I've been like insecure. What are they gonna think? Da, 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 just like every other human. And then I had to collect myself and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Remember why you did this. This is your authenticity. This has nothing to do with what anybody else thinks. So I've got to collect myself too. I'm not perfect. To collect myself and then have my session, and everybody's loving it. So I do appreciate your compliments. I just want you to know that. Oh, I did change my ID from JDDJ to my own. LOL. I kind of figured that out, Jules. I figured that out a little bit. I was like, I think that's what it is. Arzu. Oh, girl, don't you look so cute? It highlights your face so much. And I noticed your lovely dimples now. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Look, how is this for a Leo thing? I'm such a Leo. Thank you, Jules. I appreciate it. Awesome. All right, you guys, we're almost at the hour, and I do have more sessions. These coaching, these mentoring, these soul expansion sessions. I don't just do psychic readings. It's just a small part of me. I'm actually a healer. So I have a bunch of those sessions today, which I am so grateful for, because that's really where I feel like I'm being of service and really helping people mostly. So, Susan says, see you tomorrow, Terrie. If you booked a session with me, then yes, I will see you tomorrow. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Jules, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, everyone. Yes, everybody. It was great seeing you guys. Thank you for your compliments. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for everything. Be happy, be healthy. Just like stay calm. Ha ha. The energy is chaotic, but just try and breathe, collect yourself, do things that take you out of your head. You're going to be fine. And if anybody wants to work with me one on one for your transformation, in the link below in the description center, there's my link tree, and it's called Shift Happens, and it's my energy shifting sessions. Okay, you guys? I'd love to help you, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.